Last time we did, I think, Wireshark wala in our experiment list. Okay, so yeah, last time we did experiment number 8, Wireshark wala. So study various network protocol analyzer tools and analyze network traffic using one of the network protocol analyzer tools. So we used Wireshark last time. Okay. Then we did, I think,
Yes.
remote login also using Telnet server. No? So in that NS2, our experiment number 5 was pending. Okay, we did our normal topology of UDP, TCP, and the TCL script. But this routing protocol implementation was pending. Okay, because till last week we didn't complete that routing protocol of the network layer. So in theory, now we have covered. We know that there are two routing protocols, distance vector and link state. So today we are going to write the program for implementing distance vector and link state routing protocol in using TCL script in NS2. Okay, experiment number 5 we are going to perform. Then we'll be left with only two experiments, socket programming. For socket programming, we have to start our transport layer. So when I'll teach you about the socket and all that, after that we'll finish these two experiments, sixth and seventh, and then we'll be left with the only experiment number 10. That is a group activity. In that you have to design a network of organization using the concept, whatever concept we are reading, IP addressing, naming, routing, TCP protocol, UDP protocol, whatever concepts we have learned, using those concepts, you have to design a network for any organization. Okay, so that is group activity. Everyone has to submit experiment individually for assessment, but in a group together, you can perform that activity. And in the lab assignment also, the lab assignment I gave. Uh, for that lab assignment 1. Okay, so that is also a group activity. Together in a group you can perform. In that, what you have to do, you have to start your Wireshark, you have to capture the packets, and after capturing the packets, you have to just look into this IP protocol header, then TCP protocol header, and the UDP protocol header. You have to just look for UDP, TCP, and IP protocol IP packets, and in that you read the values which you have captured, and in the side you open the frame format of IP, TCP, UDP. Accordingly, you will understand, and then questions are given in the report format. Na? Based on the data you have captured, you answer those questions in the report format and then submit that report format. Lab assignments you can submit in PDF form. Okay, Word document, you can just prepare Word document, convert those Word document into the PDF and submit. But theory assignments you have to submit handwritten. Okay, one theory assignment already given. The deadline is, I think, this Saturday. Yeah, handwritten. Yes, 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 handwritten. Theory only, theory assignments. You have to submit handwritten. Okay, one theory assignment already given. One more I am going to give. Okay, so those two assignments you have to submit handwritten. Remaining all other things you can submit PDF in the PDF form. Okay, and on our classroom, I have uploaded this. MCQ also in the under the lab assignment 2 network lab MCQ, that is based on the LO1, LO2 and LO3. That is based on our initial few experiments. Okay, so that is a 20 marks ka quiz that is mandatory for every student to attempt. All these things what I'm going to give right now, whatever these assignments and all those formalities, these marks will be included in your term work. Okay, in your term work everything will be included. And after finishing this quiz, which is our network lab MCQ quiz. After finishing that, I will, by today or tomorrow, I'll upload a quiz of 25 marks on module 3, which we finished, that IP addressing. Then once we'll finish that fourth module, then I'm going to give the quiz on that. Okay. So for every module, I'll give you quiz of 20 or 25 marks. Okay. For module 1 and 2, I already uploaded the quiz on Moodle. Okay. You all have to attempt that quiz. Those who have not joined Moodle, just enroll yourself in that and attempt those quiz. All those quizzes, what you are going to attempt in that, out of all those quizzes, I'll summarize those marks to 5 marks. So in your term work, I'm going to consider 5 marks for that, 10 marks for your experiments, 5 marks for your assignments, and 5 marks for your attendance. Okay, so that is going to be the distribution. 10 marks for all your experiments which you are going to submit, 5 marks for all the assignments which you are going to submit, your theory and lab assignments, 5 marks for all the quizzes you are going to attempt. Whatever will be your score, that score will be scaled. We maintain your default list. So after the third default list, whatever will be your total attendance, according to that, your marks will be given out of 5 marks. Okay. So like those who are getting 90% and above attendance, they'll get 5 out of 5. Okay. Those who are getting 60% and below, they won't get any mark. They'll get 0 marks there. There is a process which is defined, like 80 to 94 marks, 70 to 83 marks, like that. Okay. So that formula is fixed. According to that, your percentage will be calculated and your marks will be given. So based on that, whatever term work will be calculated, that will be given as it is, as your term work for this subject. Okay. So instructions clear. And one more assignment I have given, that fast learner assignment. Okay. In that I have uploaded previous year's gate question paper. That is also mandatory for everyone to submit. Okay. All those things which are on our classroom, it is a mandatory for every student to attempt and submit those things. Okay. Before your submission, before appearing for your viva, for the exam, for this network lab, all these formalities should be completed. You should be assessed for all those assessment methods are available on the classroom. Like it can be your quiz, it can be your lab assignment, it can be your theory assignment, whatever things are uploaded, everybody has to attempt. It is a mandatory for every student. Okay. And that fast learner wala, in that I have uploaded 5 or 6 years previous gate papers. In that you have to find out 5 CN question. Take only one paper. Generally in one paper there are 3 or 4 questions of our networking, they are given, and remaining 2 questions you can take of C language programming. Okay. So 5 questions every student, you have to solve 5 questions, whatever questions you are getting for the network, and then whatever this questions are given in the of the networking CN, and then remaining 2 questions, 1 questions if you are not getting 4 5 questions, that you can take of C programming. Okay. And those 5 questions you have to solve, and that also you have to submit handwritten. Okay. So all these things you have to do. So today what we are going to do, that NS2 programs we are going to show. I'm going to show. Okay. So let me share my screen. So this is my VM, Red Hat. Okay, so in this, in experiment number 5, there are 2 parts. Okay, one program is for your distance vector, one program is for your link state. Okay, so those programs and their execution I'll show. So first I'll show you program and I'll explain. See, this is for your distance vector. Okay, in distance vector, remain all those things are same. We are creating a network simulator, then one file and file handler, then finish procedure. All these things are same like previous one. Okay, But here we are creating 12 nodes. So generally we used that command set ns node. This line we used, okay, this line we used for creating nodes. So here we are creating 12 nodes. So for that we have used for loop. Instead of writing this line 12 times, set n0, n1, n2 like that, we have used a for loop. So for set I 0 to less than 12, increment I by 1, and then you create 12 nodes. And then we are creating link between those nodes. So we are not creating total 12 links, we are creating 8 links between these nodes from ni to expression this, okay, n0 say n8, n1 to n10, okay, between different nodes we are creating no links between those 12 nodes, 8 links, okay. Then udp agent we have created, cbr we have created, and in the cbr we have specified the packet size interval, and null agent we have created, okay, and we have connected udp null and cbr, okay. And after that, this line is when you use any implement any routing protocol. So here this nsrt protocol, routing protocol, dv stands for distance vector, and if we are using ls, that link state, we have to write ls in the capital, okay. And in that these are the different commands for this routing protocol, okay. So in this routing model, at this particular time 10.0 seconds, we are putting the link down between 11th and 5th node. That because in that routing that happens, sometimes some links are up, sometimes some links are down, they are not working, okay, again they are up. So according to those links, when they are going up and down, our routing tables are changed, that routing information is changed. So this link is going to be down at 10.0 second. Then again at 15 second, link between n7 and n6 is going to be down. Then at 30th second, the link is going to be up between N11 and N5, and at 20th second, the link is going to up between N6 and N7. Okay, and here we are going to transmit that flow uh, packet to from two nodes we are transmitting. So one flow packet we have given red color, one type of packet which are going to flow, they will be in the red color, another type will be in the green color. See, all these things are optional. See, if you want to like enhance your programming skills, or you want to just make it understandable by the user, so you can use. So we have given two colors to two different types of flow, and then we are going to start and call finish procedure. Okay, so this is the program for distance vector. So we are going to execute ns. See these link nodes created, okay, and see now you can see the transmission, okay. These nodes, they are updating and they're sharing the packets. If you can slow down this thing, you will be able to see it more clearly. Okay, so from here we can slow down the speed, or from here we can make it fast, okay, like this. Okay, so here you can see this, from here you can change the time, okay. So okay, so you see from node 0 it's going to node 9, 9 to 11, and 11 to node number 3. This is going this way, okay, this information, the flow of packet, okay. Then another flow is going to start after some time. It's visible, na? Screen is visible, and this nam animator is visible, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So you can see the flow from node 0, it's going to node 9, then it's going to node 11, and then it's going to node 5, okay. And here, see, I have slowed down that step. You can slow down it further, or you can make it fast, okay. So this step you can make it fast or you can just slow down. Accordingly, this time will move. Okay. Now you see another flow started from node 1 to node 10 to node 11 to node 5. Okay. And in between, these other nodes are also sharing the information from 6 to 5 or like that. Okay. And see, now these packets are being transmitted. You can see in between other nodes are also sharing the information. Now see, this node 11 is receiving the packet from this node 1, 10 and 11, and from here also 9 it is receiving. It is not the uh, sync node, it is not the destination node, but this is a in between router. So it has a limited what we'll say queues buffer, okay, and processing capacity. So the it is receiving more packets than it can process. It's more than its processing speed. So that's why this it's dropping those packets. You can see it's dropping those packets here. Okay, it's dropping those packets here. And this is IP protocol. IP protocol is not going to give you any acknowledgement or any intimation for dropped packets. So here we will use ICMP protocol to send error message to the source. Okay. So this is going to be transmitted. Here the time we told at this particular moment that this should, from here we can just fast forward this time. Okay. When we told that a particular link should not work, that link is going to be go down accordingly. Yeah. So that's going to happen. Hmm. Okay, so that particular link went down, then another link went down because I have fast forwarded this speed. That's why it's going so fast. Okay, again that link will start working after some time. You see, this link again started working. So now the packets are going through this link. Okay. Hmm. And this is from here. Either you can define this layout or you can just change from re-layout. If you click on re-layout, okay, so this layout will be changed. Hmm. Or you can reset it accordingly. So this is how you can change this layout. This is clear? समझ में आया? Okay, so this was distance vector. Now link state. Okay, so in link state we have taken only 3 nodes. That's similar thing. NF, NS, and all those things are similar. Then we have created only 3 nodes and links between 3 links between these 3 nodes. And here we have given the orientation, like the position of the nodes in that orientation. There we were going to reset now. So now we have defined. So there are 4 parameters. Left, right, up, down, and we can give combination, like we can give left, down, left, up, right, down. Okay, so accordingly this, according to so you can just define the link orientation between N0 and N1. It is right down, then right, and then right up. And then we are using here TCP, FTP, sync node. Okay, then UDP between N2 and on N1, N0 it is a TCP, on N2 it is a UDP, and CBR. And then here you can see this RT protocol we are using link state. For distance vector it is DV. For link state it is LS. And the link between N1 and N3 is going to down at 1 second. And link between N1 and N3 is going to be down at 2 seconds, after 2 seconds. Okay. And then we are calling this finish procedure. It's going to up again. Okay. So control X, we are going to execute this NS. Okay, now you can see 3 nodes, right up, right down, left up, like that we have given. Okay, you can see these nodes, they are communicating with each other, passing the information. Okay, so now the information is going from node 2 to node 3, then 3 to 2, then 2 to 3 again. This communication is both way. Now 3 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 2. This way it is going to work. Now this link is not working. That link went down from first to third node. Link between the one and third node went down at for some time. Okay, so now there is no communication between this node. Okay, because 2 is sending the packet to 3 via A1. So 1 is the next hop for this node number 2. Okay, now again this link started working, it's working, so that information was shared between all these three, and now that they are communicating, the node 2 is sending the packet to 3, 3 is sending back to 2. Okay, this is how it's going to work. The node 0 is also sending the packet to node 3 via node 1. Now 3 is communicating with the both. 3 is sending the packet to 0 and 3 is sending the packet to 2 also. Okay. Visible on a screen? Yes. Okay, okay. Okay. Mm. So, understood both the programs? Any doubt? Hmm? Okay. Subham, it's Telnet is not installing, still not installing. Okay, for Telnet, I think this, see here, you use this command sudo apt-get install telnet dy, then check the status using this systemctl status. Okay, and then you start the service, and then you telnet to that machine on the Ubuntu. Okay, this is how you were supposed to work. Unable to locate, tried that also. Okay, still not. Okay, then manually we have to download. Then internet is working in your device, in the virtual machine. In virtual machine, internet is working now, net is working now, and both machines are in the bridge mode. Though both machines should be in the bridge mode. Okay, your telnet and your Ubuntu and this Red Hat, both should be in the bridge mode, and net should be working. If you are still not getting, then what we can do, you can just Google search this package now, this telnet d. Okay, so you just Google search, you will get the telnet d package. You download it, and when you will double click on it, so it will start installing automatically. Okay, so that way you can try it if it is not working through this command. Okay, and if your machine is latest, then you just try to give only this command, uh, apt install telnet d hyphen y. Okay, sudo is required only if you're on the dollar prompt. If you're on the hash prompt, then sudo is not required. Okay, have you tried this second command? What the status it is saying of this inet d? NAM and NS also not installing, inactive. Okay, why this NAM? In that apna Red Hat, NAM and NS is pre-installed. It's automatically, it's auto-installed. This Red Hat machine I have shared with you now. In that this NAM and NS is installed. On Ubuntu, we were able to install, but that segmentation fault was coming. That's why we are not using it there. But there also we were able to install this NS. The NAM was not working. Experiment number two you can perform on Red Hat, na? Red Hat is having both, na? NS and NM, NAM. Hmm. Okay. So these programs I have shared on your classroom. Okay. These program I have shared on your classroom. Uh, Experiment 5 programs. Okay. Under this title, Experiment 5 programs, I have shared this experiment routing algorithm. So in this file, both the programs are given. So what you are supposed to do now, you have to execute, copy paste both the programs or mail it to yourself or in the machine, virtual machine. You execute both the programs and after that, just take screenshot of the output and share your screen. Once you get your output, then share your screen. Okay. So how much time is sufficient for this? 10 minutes. Just copy paste and execution you have to done 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. So in 10 to 15 minutes, you execute both the programs and share your screen. Okay. So one by one, according to seat number or name wise, we'll ask to share your screen. So you share your screen and show your output you are getting. Okay. Was clear? So take your time, 10 minutes, and then we'll see. See, for copy paste, there is a what we'll say tool we have to use. Otherwise, what you can do, you can mail that program to yourself, and in the virtual machine, you open your email, and from there you can copy paste. Online click. Just email that file to yourself in the Ubuntu or in the Red Hat. Open that